what I want you to do is to do some character analysis or character presentation in class. Okay, so character sketch, here there are 5 parts from the groups. Character sketch means that one character, just one of the characters, present how you understand the character. Okay, so that's a character sketch, a direct description. Like, I am Mrs. Pierce, and I have been serving Higgins for a long time. And for me, Higgins is really like a naughty child. I feel that sometimes I'm like a mother, scolding him and spoiling him, etc., etc. So that's direct description of your character. Later, when you perform, you have to enter the character, right? So I want to make sure you know what the characters are like. Okay. Line rehearsal is a very interesting part because for the group which will work on Eliza's, I especially got some references for you. I believe a Roseville Emily is should have the southern accent, and then AMP should have the New England accent, but they are not obvious. They are not obvious in the film. You can try to find it. You have the film versions, so you can try to listen. I think the film of A Rose Family does have a bit of southern accent, like standard American little toe. Toe becomes a glottal stop. Little, no, the T sound is gone for Cockney English. Okay, E B in Cockney English become bay, a sound. Silly, I think it's more stress, but and shorter. Silly, country becomes but and little. Okay, owl becomes L. L. Okay, so these are the few major changes. Oh, this is standard American English, and this is Cockney English. Okay, like specking, gentleman, 没有那个 T sound. Help. Kelp. Sorry, cap. Okay, not keep, cap. May, help May, and buy a flower of May. Okay, and then writing without T sound. Okay, and read it, not read it. Okay, so let's take a look at how Eliza pronounces. So this is one thing I want the group to do, and that is to pick up some lines and read them out loud to us. Okay, using the intonation, the character expression you have for the lines. Okay, let's get the group to do the report now about your interpretation of your characters. How about group 1 and 5 first?
I'm poor, but I try hard selling flowers to make a living. People look down on me because of my strange accent. Why? I don't think accent can define one's social class. And I get panic easily because I'm afraid of talking something wrong. The feelings and ideas they gave me are not friendly at all. Actually, I want to be like an elegant woman with nobility, but I don't have enough money to accept educations. The only thing I can do is to pick at the graceful woman passed by me every day. And I tried to disguise myself. I told everyone I have taken taxis for 100 times in order to let people feel that, in order to let people make a little respect for me. Yeah.
I'll just be demonstrating how Eliza speaks. I ain't done nothing wrong by speaking to the gentleman. I have a right to sell flowers if I keep off the curb. I'm a respectable girl, so help me. I never spoke to him except to ask him to buy a flower off me. What did you take down my words for? How do I know you took me down right? You just show me what you've written about me. What's that? That ain't proper writing. I can't read it.
Okay. Group 2 and 6.
I think we will adapt the Pygmalion into a version of 21st century, and because Eliza is a girl who sells flowers, so we think we can change her role into a role that fits in with our life. That is the role that she is a girl selling 玉兰花 on the streets, and Higgins is a man in the cars while waiting for the traffic lights, and Eliza comes to him to ask him to buy flowers, so they will start to have some interaction with each other. So that's how the stories will go in our script. And in terms of the fashions in the stories, I think because the story is a long time ago, so I think the clothes and the fashion I think we would change it into the style that would fit in with modern time. That's it.
If you want to like set it in Taiwan, then you will need to think over the roles of accent in Taiwan, or you could still set it in contemporary London. Yeah, I guess it would be better. No, otherwise Grace's British accent will be wasted. Anyway, I think it's great to be able to imitate practice and imitate the accent. So if you don't set it in London, then the accent wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Group 1 and groups 2 and 6.
Today I will perform Queenie, and she will perform Lango. And how about you?
I'm Sammy.
So he's Sammy. So today we will change the character. I will become a female, and he will become male, although he's just like male, but still will do some a little bit change.
All the characters in our play will exchange the male. So the boy will become a girl, and the girl will become a boy.
Yes, yeah. So I will do some introduction to the Queenie. Queenie is very confident and self-centered girl, and she's still very pretentious. And Lango is care about Sammy, but he didn't know how to express. He showed a lot of care to him, but he can't accept what she suggests. Yeah. And Sammy is she. Oh, Sammy is him. And he's very brave. And but to be brave, he thinks with his, under part of her body. So therefore, he's very impulsive, just too impulsive, so he quit a job, You should think here, not here. Okay? Sorry. Sure. Okay, now we have do some performance.
Girls, this isn't the beach.
But my mom just, asked me to pick a jar of herring snacks.
That's all right, but this isn't the beach.
Huh. We won't do any shopping. We just come here for one thing.
That makes no difference. We want you decently dressed when you come in here.
But my bikini is decent.
Girls, I don't want to argue with you. After this, come in here with your shoulders covered. It's a policy. Sammy, have you run up the purchase?
No. I quit.
Did you say something, Sammy?
I said I quit.
I thought you did.
You don't have to. You didn't have to embarrass them.
It was they who were embarrassing us.
Fiddle-de-doo.
I don't think you know what you're saying.
You don't have to know, but I do.
Sammy, you don't want to do this to your mom and dad. You'll feel this for the rest of your life.
Are you going to like turn the Kuni into a Taiwanese girl? You know, be careful about the cultural context. You know, if unless you turn it into Taiwanese context, maybe you cannot use that expression. Okay, okay, Group 3 and 4.
We are going to share about our character analysis of the characters of A Rose for Emily that may appear in our scripts. And I'm in charge of Emily. In my opinion, Emily is the true victim of both her era and all the people around her. At first, she was controlled by her father, and after her father died, she tried to make some changes of her life, such as cutting her hair and start going out with the man appearing in her life, Homo Baron. But I think the enormous pressure that put on her was from the narrators, the villagers. And so I think maybe in our script we may most put our emphasis on how Emily interacted with her society and her environment.
And mine is in charge of Homo Baron. Homo Baron is a guy who from north, so it's different from the settings, which is setting south of America. So he is an open-minded person, and he's very popular in the group. And her appearance is that he's tall and have light eyes, so I guess he's probably a handsome guy. And since in our group there are only 2 boys, but we have a tall girl, so we might elect her as Homo Baron. and that's what I think about Homo Baron.
I'm going to talk about Niger, the black man. He is loyal to Emily because even though everyone wants to know what Emily did, he just keep the secret. And he is a responsible guy. He is a good housekeeper. And he is a secret man because the only person that he interacts with is Emily.
And about the script, we have a discussion that we're telling the story backwards. So we will start it at the end of the story with the body was found on the bed of Emily's, and then the villagers will start gossiping about their past, and the scene will be backwards. So we were telling the story backwards. And what else? Something. Oh, and we will change the time setting as well, since we might have not so much complicated clothes. So we might say it in contemporary society. And as for the niggers, since we have a classmate who was born in who grew up in South of America, so we probably will transfer the niggers to a rap nigger. To a rapper. We think that it might be fun, so wait for it. Thank you.
All of your plans, show that you are all very ambitious a lot more ambitious than what I knew of the past performances. You know, actually this is the first time I'm involved in this play contest. You know, but I heard that in the past they just perform some parts of Pygmalion, and there was no adaptation, right? Pretty much no adaptation, just Pygmalion, and also I think probably following My Fair Lady. I encourage you to do the adaptation, but I also want to alert you of the difficulty in doing that. Okay, don't turn everything into a comedy. Okay, if you want to set in contemporary society, this is great. This is great, but be careful with how this society could have happened in our society. I mean, how this story could have happened in our society. You know, because society, you know, time changes, and women now are more liberal than the past, right? Okay, and I guess nowadays for people in the South, American South, they might still feel nostalgic about the old South, but pretty much it's a lot more modernized. No, the old South is pretty much has disappeared. Okay, so be careful about the temporal differences. Yeah. Okay. Just now you said that Homer Byron is an open-minded person, so your interpretation is different from the films, right? In the film, Homer Byron is pretty much just a playboy. Yeah. So yours is different. Why is he open-minded? And then why doesn't he want to get married?
In my opinion, he didn't want to get married because he's a gay. And I guess he's not that open-minded, but he's outgoing, I guess, because he's in the center of the group. So that's what I read from the stories.